Hey, yo, what's cooking, my boys? Welcome back to your favorite Mortal Kombat channel on the entirety of the YouTube platform. And today, it's actually going to be a little bit of a different video. I'm going to be giving my thoughts on the Mortal Kombat 2 movie, my boys.
The sun rises for me.
Tara? She kind of bad though. Is that wrong?
Respect my name.
She kind of bad though.
So right off the bat, spoiler warning, my boy. Don't say I didn't warn you. So I'll go over all the things I thought were pretty cool. And then after that, I'll go over the things I thought were pretty whack and all that stuff. And this is not going to be in order, by the way. So I'm going to be going back and forth through the movie. All right, first things first. Pretty much all the fights, except for like one of them, are pretty fucking good in my opinion. Especially in comparison to the last one. And that one fight that I didn't think was all that good was actually towards the beginning. And that was the Sindel versus Sonya fight. The main thing I had an issue with this fight was that Sindel did not use her hair the whole time. And also it was like super rushed and a little bit sloppy. And it just made the fatality seem like it came out of nowhere. So, I don't know, just not as hype. All right, next up for the positives is the locations, my boy. I'm not gonna lie, most of the locations in the movie are so spot on, especially the Deadpool. Bruh, straight from MK9. The Netherrealm too was pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie, with the lava everywhere. Why didn't they toss the amulet in the lava, by the way? That's a weird little question, but whatever. Another pretty cool thing I thought was important in the movie was the King Jared fight. In the games, we never really get to see King Jared a whole bunch, so it was kind of cool seeing King Jared actually being there for Kitana during that fight and getting absolutely murked by Shao Kahn. When he got his fingers chopped off, it was a pretty cool way of setting the tone for the movie. Speaking of Shao Kahn, this dude looks terrifying in this movie, and even though his helmet is still kind of bulky and goofy looking, I wouldn't tell him that shit. Bro deadass looks like Mortal Kombat 11 Shao Kahn. He even used his little shoulder charge move, which was so fucking cool in the movie, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know about y'all, but I got pretty hyped when he was doing that shit. I appreciate the fact that they didn't make Baraka a complete punching bag. Like, I knew they were gonna make him a side character or whatever, not really a serious character, but I do appreciate that he wasn't just there to get embarrassed and then move on with the story. And yeah, it's hard to get teeth like that looking cool for a live action movie, but you know, what can you do? It wasn't that bad actually in the movie. It looked worse in the trailer in my opinion. Dude, the scenes with Kano and Quan Chi, I was pretty much laughing the whole time they were on screen together. The whole scene with Kano asking Quan Chi to make him an eye, and he actually starts 3D printing the eye, and he rolls it across the room and he gets all mad. Bro, that whole scene I was cracking up. I don't know. Call me a glazer, bruh. I don't care. That shit was funny. Genuine question, guys. Is it just me or does Kung Lao's hat seem scarier or more threatening in this movie? That shit was cutting through the ground, bro. That was like, goddamn, it like straight up from the game. So cool. The fight with Liu Kang and Kung Lao, I was twitching my head a little bit every time the blade came closer to the screen. I was like, oh, fuck. Honestly, I was expecting some sort of Ed Boon cameo, but not the way that they did it in the movie. It was actually pretty cool seeing him like as a bartender and being like, oh, you all right, Johnny, or some shit like that. Immediately when he got on screen, I was like, needless to say, it was pretty cool to see Edge Goon on the big screen. I don't know why, but the scene where Raiden is floating after he got his neck sliced, it reminded me of this meme. But they made Noob look so clean in this movie. For some reason in the last movie, Scorpion and Sub-Zero, their masks, bro, they're so huge, they're so bulky. It just doesn't look right in my opinion. But for Noob Saibot, they did it right somehow. I don't know. Dude, the scene where they're showing off Johnny Cage's movie and the fucking rocket angles up outside of the hangar. I don't know who thought of that, but that was hilarious. Also, I wouldn't be surprised if somewhere in the background during the convention scene, there was a Ninja Mime reference or something like that in the background. I don't know. I didn't see it personally. I might be like a Disney adult, but for like Mortal Kombat, in the way that I found almost every scene with Johnny Cage and Kano funny as fuck, bro. I don't know why. I was laughing. I was legitimately lolling in the movie theater. In retrospect, I probably looked like a goofy goober, but fuck you, man. I was having a good time. And lastly, the most important thing that happened in the entire movie, which was Cole Young getting his shit crushed, bruh. Honestly, I feel like we manifested this. It was funny, bruh. The moment I saw that Shao Kahn pulled up and then the camera switched over and it was fucking Cole Young at the other side, I was like, oh yeah, it's raps. And they were in the Deadpool. Obviously, someone was gonna get thrown in. It wasn't gonna be Shao Kahn because he's the main boss, and he just got the fucking immortality upgrade or whatever. And then Cole Young said something like, "Oh, this is for my family, my friends, you son of a bitch." I was like, all right, bro, yeah, this dude's about to die. In a weird way, I feel bad for Louis Tan for getting such a shitty end of the stick for the movie. Kind of felt a little bit like Megamind after he thought that Metro Man had died. Either way, still my favorite part of the movie. And now it's time for the cons. And again, this is not in any particular order, just the way it came to mind after I watched the movie. First thing, we got Quan Chi's big ass head. I'm not gonna lie, this was a pretty big distraction. When he took the hood off, I was like, holy shit. He looked like a monster from Goosebumps, bro. Another thing is that they made Noob Saibot look pretty badass, but honestly, he didn't really do much other than just fight Scorpion. Which, yeah, the fight was cool, but they could have at least shown us his skills or like what he could do in a fight beforehand or something like that. I don't know. Just a thought. Jade is bald as hell. Honestly, I didn't like that Jax died, but I get it. Some characters have to die for them to come back as revenants. But still, after he dies, Sonya doesn't really care, bro. She just kind of is like, oh, Jax is dead? And then just moves on. Same thing with Cole. I mean, I kind of understand that. No one really kind of likes Cole, whatever. But Jax, bro, he was so hyped up when Sonya won her first fight. He like hugged her and everything. And fucking he dies and he's just like, oh, Jax is dead? All right, what's next? I'm like, damn, bro, cold-hearted as fuck. Call me crazy with a K, but I'm pretty sure the scene at the end where Scorpion, Kano, and I'm pretty sure it's Jade, the three of them, they're shooting a beam at the amulet cage. I'm pretty sure that's a callback to Mortal Kombat Deception. That little intro with Quan Chi, Shang Tsung, and Raiden when they're shooting beams at Onaga. I'm almost 100% sure that's a callback to that scene. And obviously, Johnny Cage unlocking his Arcana at the end of the movie is a callback to Mortal Kombat X when Johnny Cage unlocks his green power juice or whatever, fighting Shinnok. I don't know, there's probably a lot more, but those are the ones that when I was watching the movie, I was like, oh shit, they're doing the thing. I did forget to add one con, and that was that they killed off Liu Kang, bro. What's up with that, man? What's going on with that, bro? And then when he got killed off, excuses off the bat, bro. He was like, oh no, I remember Raiden told me this one time. Yeah, it was in my dreams, actually. I knew this was gonna happen.
Oh, yeah, I knew this was happening.
Did you?
Yeah.
So you got
Yeah, I know this. I know this is happening. Thank you.
Like, shut up, bro. Get your ass on. I don't know what they're gonna do with that. Maybe something like Zombie Liu Kang or Revenant Liu Kang, Shaolin Monks. I don't know. Oh yeah, and I can't be the only one that thought about Kronika when they showed the hourglasses. I mean, that has to be a reference to her, right? A little bit too early in my opinion, but I guess it's cool showing her putting pieces into place already in the story, maybe. And honestly, this isn't a con, it's just kind of weird. At the end, they're just kind of sitting in the darkness. Are they like in the void or something? What's up with that? And yeah, boys, that about does it for this one. Let me know if anyone in your movie theater cheered when Cole Young got shaboing boinged. I know I did. And yeah.